Tumblr for Business. That's what we're talking about today. My name is Rosh Sillars. Welcome. I teach the combination code. And in this video, we're talking about how we can apply or combine Tumblr with our business. Now, the big headline, of course, is that the owners of WordPress have purchased Tumblr. Now, Tumblr's been around a long time. I've certainly been on the platform for about 9 years or so. And there is still a lot of opportunity that we can apply to our businesses. And that's what I want to get into today. Man, it looks like I'm a little hot, so I'm going to just jump on that real quick. And this is a live show, and I enjoy sharing these ideas live. And there we go. And so sometimes we have to make adjustments along the way. So as we're talking about Tumblr, think about other platforms that you could apply some of the ideas that we're sharing. Now, one of the nice things about Tumblr is that it is a blogging platform, but it is also social media. It's designed to be very simple, a very simple platform where you push the blogging button and it gives you, I believe, 7 different options. Now, these options are text. Let me just read them. You have text, quotes, chat, links, photos, and video. Just don't want to forget what each one is. And so you can actually look for other posts from other people under those titles too on Tumblr. Now, you may not have heard much about Tumblr in the recent years, but there is still some opportunity there. The platform has an active community. It can be a little younger, like many of the platforms, but it still has a very active community. Now, it was purchased by Yahoo a number of years ago for about $1.1 billion, and then it was handed off over to Verizon, and now WordPress Automatic bought it for like $3 million. I mean, like a small percentage of what it was originally sold to Yahoo for. And I think that was a steal because there is much more value. There's, I believe, 450 million blogs on Tumblr. Now, that doesn't mean they're all that active, but as I mentioned, there is an active community. And there's a number of ways in which your interesting images or videos or quotes can be shared. So you have that social aspect to get the awareness. What we talk about in the combination code, we have 4 areas of development in our marketing, and that's awareness, traffic, conversions, and retention. And awareness most certainly can be a part of the Tumblr play. When you put up interesting, short, quick information on Tumblr, it can get shared or reblogged in a way that can develop awareness. However, it can also drive some traffic to your website. And that traffic could be part of a good SEO, search engine optimization play. You could develop no-follow backlinks. Some people say you can do some do-follow, but I wouldn't worry about that. You can develop links to your website, which are counted in various ways by Google, which can help you. Now, obviously, it seems like Google over time will devalue links if it's coming from too much of one place, meaning not the first link, but each additional link may lose some value. Again, that's just kind of an estimate of what's happening. But if you have something that's really popular on Tumblr and that page is receiving a lot of love in social media and so forth, that value of that link most certainly would increase. And again, part of SEO is driving traffic, and the quality traffic that it could drive based on the topic that you're sharing could be extremely valuable too. So we know that traffic does support, especially good traffic that likes your main site is valuable. And so using Tumblr as a resource is still a good way to go about it. In terms of having diversity, I mean, there are other types of platforms such as Blogger and even WordPress the WordPress.com. Use WordPress.org for your own implementation of WordPress onto your website, or WordPress.com, and it can be hosted on the .com. You can also host Tumblr on your own domain. And I've not done that for a while. I know it's still available on platforms such as GoDaddy, so you can check it out and see if it's available. I don't know all the details, and again, I haven't done it in a while, but I know it is an option. And if you really like a simplistic way of publishing content, it's certainly not as robust as WordPress, but it does have that simplicity, which makes it really easy to share in a blogging style and platform. But as I mentioned, you have 7 different ways in which you can share content, and that alone, just having a platform designed to share video, it's not an all-in-one. You have it all split out. So that can be really valuable, especially when you're focusing in on certain types of content, and it being broken out for people who are looking for specific types of content, people who are looking for interesting quotes, or just people who are looking for photographs, or just videos. And so there's a lot of opportunity there. I mean, over time, although there are 450 million blogs on Tumblr, Reddit has certainly continued to grow. Facebook, obviously, Instagram, other social media platforms have jumped ahead big time, compared to Tumblr. But it's not a dead platform. And I think that's a lot of times when businesses are trying to figure out where they should go. I'm not suggesting in any way that Tumblr is the first place you should go. However, I do find it interesting, kind of like Spotify buying Anchor. I find automatic purchasing Tumblr is an interesting play in which you may see some new opportunities down the road. The mobile abilities of Tumblr are really nice, and maybe some of that can now be transferred over to WordPress. So there could be some value there. You can, if you want, if you have Jetpack within WordPress, you can have your posts sent over to Tumblr. I have a good few thousand. I used to have a lot of my stuff just automatically sent right over to Tumblr. That stopped a few years ago. I haven't updated it, but you can, as I understand it, I was looking through, and you can still do it through Jetpack. If you use Jetpack on your WordPress, you can still send that, and which could have some value, one, in terms of the awareness and driving traffic, and again, maybe a little bit of SEO value. You may have some duplicate content issues if it's the exact same blog post, though. So if I'm looking for SEO value, I would not put a whole lot of stock in it, but I would use it as one of your resources to share content, share information. So if I had a really good page with some good information, I may take it over to over to Tumblr, but I would rewrite it a little bit. It may be a little bit different headline, change a number of words every 10 to 13 words. You really need to change those up on average, and that will give you what Google would consider a new piece of content over on that page. So it does take some work. I think in many cases that if you really want to get some movement, though, you need a shorter piece of content, a good quote, good quick video, maybe photographs. That's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck in terms of developing relationships. And just like any social media, if you really want to get involved in Tumblr as social media, you need to start following other people and championing other people within that space to help them know you're there. And then they will come to see your work and then share, reblog your work. And that's how that works. So you have to decide, as a business owner, an entrepreneur, is Tumblr the place where you're going to find your clients? And maybe that'll take a little bit of testing. And then do you want to invest that time right now? Because it is not one of the fastest growing platforms. That's why, again, Automatic was one reason able to buy it for a good, $3 million. So that's a great price. So I think obviously WordPress has some plans. Maybe some of that technology will benefit us all in some way. But so I would give Tumblr a good medium rating. It's not a dying platform. It's not the hottest platform, but it's a place that you can use practically for your business, and then develop, your business as part of your overall solar system strategy, which is what we use in the combination code. When we start developing our strategies, we use what we refer to as a solar system strategy. You can certainly check out, just put Rosh or Sillars in YouTube, and you'll find the solar system. I have a few videos on it that could be really helpful. So those of you who have any questions in the live chat, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I will check out everybody else later when they are putting comments below, and I'm always happy to answer questions related to your comments. Now, there's one more thing. Thank you for the thumbs up. There's one more thing that we can talk about, and that is the opportunity to advertise. You can advertise a few different ways on Tumblr. You can sponsor posts. You can sponsor a page for a day. So there are a number of things that you can do to get the message out there, especially if you found that there is a good audience for you. You can start to get your work, even before you've started to develop the relationships, in front of more people by sponsoring and taking your blog posts and getting them in front of them through a sponsored method. So there's another way to go about it, another opportunity. And that, of course, would be an awareness play. And in some cases, if you have links on that post that you're sponsoring or sharing, so forth, that could also be a traffic play. So there's another way to go about it too. All right, thank you so much, and I'll see you right here in the next video. Have a great day.